right when I don't think that there could be any other ways to skin stuff without paying for a professional program, I stand corrected. It's going to be the same thing. I can now go here into the workshop. We're going to create a new item. Let's do something a little bit more complicated. Let's do a fridge. I'm going to go into metal face mask. Coming back to the metal face mask. That's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to make it look cool. So I'm going to go into edit. This is the main. There's only one. If you have guns, sometimes you'll see multiple models. You're going to have to save each one. But you click that little download button. And I'm going to go up, and import. See, import, and we're going to call this face mask. Wait, is it import or is it export? Import. Data, brush, skinning, models. There we go. Face mask. But it says skiing. I know, I forgot the N. So I'm keeping all my models in one area. I hit save. I don't even need these. I could download them, but I don't need them. I'm gonna close Rust just so it doesn't use like as much processing power. Not that it uses a lot, it only uses like, I think I have 16 gig of RAM. It uses like an eighth of it. Uses quite a bit. But now I'm going to open up my Agma materials. I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to call it face mask. Y is not going to be up. And I want to import, or I want to make it paint on mesh. We are going to use Blender quickly though, and that's just to scale up our material, because just like, again, Mixer. So just like Mixer, you need to go ahead and you need to scale up this model because it's smaller. This is a pretty small cube. This is a 2x2. If we go to File, Import, it's an OBJ wavefront. And I like putting it C, Agma Materials, Skiing, Models, Face Mask, Metal. Look how small that is. I mean, you can barely see it. So we're gonna hit this, delete that. That's where this one is. File, import, because this is actually two separate models that it saved it as. Wavefront OBJ, face mask leather. So these two are now connected together. I'm going to take both of these and I'm going to hit Control and J to join them. And now I'm going to right click, set origin geometry to, or origin to geometry. Now I can hit G on the Y, bring it right back down to our 0. And if we want, we can keep Y as up. But I'm going to hit S to scale it, and we're going to scale it up 5 times. Not bad. Let's get rid of these down at the bottom. Hit X to delete. File, export as FBX. And again, C, Agma Materials. Now I can go ahead underneath skiing, models, size up, face mask, export, go into here, Y is up, paint on mesh, import, Agma Materials, right where we saved it, underneath size up, and we're going to go down to all files, and facemask.fbx. Open. Done. Yeah, we probably could have gotten away. So if that's face down like this, we want to rotate on the X 90 degrees. File, export as an FBX. Face mask, export, it's going to copy over it. And then from there, what we're going to do paint on mesh, import all files, face mask, open, uncheck Y is up, and hit done. Oh, okay. So we'll do face mask 1. Okay, so now we have this, we gotta start putting materials in. But looking over here to your right hand side, we're gonna delete this. And this kind of works just like Mixer, as in it does layers. So whatever layers up here is going to be it's what you're gonna be seeing first. It's gonna be the very top layer. Everything below that will be what it's covering over. And you're gonna use that trick a lot, especially when it comes to blending your textures. So let's get some textures in here. Now, I already have some materials built into here, but you can't mess around with their displacement, which I don't like that. That doesn't work for me. Because you can make a new material just from right here. You don't have to click on the other thing and make a material from there. Each thing that you create is a project and it keeps those open. Let's press back because we're not going to be creating a new material. Underneath images, I can also import images. And I keep everything again right here in this material thing. And then underneath materials, I have these materials that I saved from this website. And I have all the materials that I could really need from this right here, ambientcg.com. And this is what the Agma materials basically put on their YouTube page. And I checked it out. I went to the license, checked out the license details. It's a Creative Commons. It's public domain. And you don't have to give credit, but you can if you want to. So, I mean, I always like to give credit where it's due. So right here, you know, just throw the guys a bone, or at least say what you're using. But for this, I have all different types of metal already in here. And let's choose another quick type of metal. Okay, that's cool. Me like. Beautiful. I'm gonna choose 2K. 4K is pretty good, but look at, as a JPEG, it's 76. As a PNG, it's 207. PNGs are gonna give you the best quality. I'm gonna choose 2K. Metal plates 13 2K open. Where are you? I'm gonna click this, press delete, go with the 2K. I'm gonna double click to open it. Down in the bottom right, I'm gonna hover over my file, hold shift and left mouse button. That'll open up a new window. And then I'm gonna go straight to my C drive underneath this PC. Oh yeah, I have. Choose right there. It starts with an A. Agma materials. Materials, and I'm gonna click on new. Right click new folder. Rusty metal. Yes. No. Rusty metal plates. And then I don't need the preview or these, but all the rest of those I'm going to take. So your color or your diffuse, displacement, metalness, normal. You have GL and DirectX. Roughness, there is a difference. One's inverted, the other one is not. It depends on what you're using for a program. And because we're going to be jumping between this and going into Rust, there are going to be some differences. You have two different types of shininess, I guess. You have glossiness and specular, and then you have metalness and roughness, which kind of give it that illusion of rain, or you'll see. So now that these are put in, we're going to jump back into here, and we want to open up, we'll use scratched metal. All the way down here, they're not PNG, they're JPEG images, but they'll only show up if you hit all files. Don't know why. I'm going to take all these, choose them, hit open, and I'm going to choose filler, because if you use the paintbrush, that doesn't allow you to import anything. You can also go ahead and create your own material. Let's do a new material, 2048. There we go. Metal, import, procedural material, done. And then we can grab our images down here and load them in this way. So our roughness, our metallic would be our metalness. Our displacement is also known as a height map. And we're going to use DirectX underneath our normal. And then our color will be our albedo or diffuse. Albedo. And then we have AO, which I don't think they gave us an AO map. So now that we chose that, we can click on our materials, and here's our metal import. Now, by taking our metal import and throwing it in here, see how the seams are kind of busted off? That's because it's reading the information off of our displacement. And our displacement map texture, displacement, it's too much. It's way too much. And you can try to go ahead and mess around with it in here using, I don't know, maybe math. Channels, RG, now. Anyways, you want to calm this down by like 50%. So the other thing that I do, and it is a pain in the neck to set it up, hopefully they change this, is right here. Let's import this same thing. We're going to hit X. And we're going to add in a filler. Now it's going to make it all shiny at first. But here we have each one that we put it into. So underneath images, we're going to do albedo, and then we're going to throw our displacement with our displacement. Our metalness, again, try to hover over it. If you want, you can click pretty close to the edge, so it's easy for you to line it up, I guess. And then our roughness. And we're getting the same thing here, except now we have a lot more control. Our displacement, here's our value, it's already at 0.5. Well, when you import it, it's bringing it up to like 100%. It's really cranking it up there. So I clicked once, you won't see a cursor, hit backspace, and then just hit 5 again, and enter, and then just click off it, and then close it up. There, it's good. For as long as you have this project file, that is now exactly where it needs to be. Sometimes you can bring it up, you can bring it down. Doesn't really matter. But now we have that thrown right on here. Let's import another one now. We're going into images, import image, click materials, metal plates. Yes, we will like metal plates. All files. I'm just going to hover over all of that. I'm going to hover over all of those, create a new one. Here it is, fill 2. And I'm going over here. This is our metal 082. Metal plates color. Color goes with albedo. Displacement. There's our displacement. I'm going to go over here again, click once, backspace 5, enter, and then left click somewhere. Now we're coming down here to our metalness. So metallic. Our normal, I'm doing DirectX. And then our roughness. And because we loaded these in, we can go right up to here, click on fill 2, and we can actually change the scale. Now keep in mind, when you change the scale or any changes that you make for this, 5, 6, 7, anything like any changes that you make for this, that's going to be specifically for that layer. Okay? Meaning, if you want another patch here, going around the back or whatever, and you want it to be that type of metal, but you want it bigger, you're gonna have to create a whole nother, it's the same thing. If you've been doing the mixer method, same thing. But what you really can't do in mixer is right click, add a black mask, and what that basically does here, let's do the same thing here. Now that you've created these masks, you can click on which one you want. Make sure here's a little checkered mark underneath each one of these that show what you're selected on. And it looks like it's universal. So if it's on the left, you're checking the materials. This is for checking your materials, changing different things. This is for actually painting onto it. So right here you have your paint tools. Bring down the spacing. Hardness, you can bring all the way up. That way this circle is just a circle. Or you can bring it down so it's powerful. You can make your own brushes too, or import brushes. This is just the default brush. That's all we're going to be working with today. And there's also over here is your selection. So I'm going to choose right here, the black mask, because this is what basically is our color ID map. Remember the color ID maps that we had to use text tools for? We can do it right here. And we do it with the actual materials themselves. So I'm going to hit the fill button, and I'm going to be filling just this, because this is separated from all the rest of them, with the top. Down here, I don't know which one is the outside, but it's in fill. I just want the it does the outside and the inside apparently. But I can change that. And how I do that is I go ahead and say we want this right here also on this. Come back up to here, choose your paintbrush, and I believe this is the outside. Yes, Control Z. So we're going to go back here to the inside, and I can just color right on top of it. And change it right on the fly. Yeah, missed a spot. Not bad. I'm going to click right here because I want to bring these down. I want to make them a little bit bigger. 1.12 works. I can type it in as well. Alright, cool. So now we have that. Let's import another image. Let's go back into materials. And we're going to do black leather. All files, open. Boom, open. That goes to here. Fill. Leather color. Colors with albedo. Displacement with displacement. Normal with our normal. Our roughness with our roughness. And that looks like it's it. Again, it's all sharp and pointy because I gotta click that, hit backspace 5 to reset it. Otherwise, it would have worked great. It would have loaded it in exactly as is, but there's something boosting it. And then, again, I'm going to right-click, add a black mask. I'm going to fill it, and just choose that one. Oh, look. I've made a... Not bad. Let's add another one. Let's do something a little bit more complicated. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to import materials, and we're going to do metal walk. Works for me. Open. That's this one. And I gotta bring this up because there's no scroll thing down here. We have metal walk displacement, metal walk color. Color with the albedo. Displacement with the displacement. Metalness with the metalness or the metallic. Normal with the normal. That's opacity. That's roughness. There we go. And displacement back, backspace 5. There we go. So we're going to take this, and I want to bring the scale X 4.14. Let's do 4. -3, so it's in the middle. And then Y we're going to bring way down. Does that? Okay, never mind. We're sticking with this right here. Because that's right around the area that I want it at. So I'm going to left mouse button, add a black mask. I'm going to use a fill. And we're just going to color this in. Right around the edges. And what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to hit the erase button, and now I'm just going to erase right around the edges. Got that, because I'm erasing where I put that on. And you can only do one layer at a time. I'm sure as more pops up, you'll be able to do more with it. Let's keep this as is. And right around the edge. That's the eraser. Oh, nope. We want to paint that. And now we want to erase the top on there. And if you had this a layer below, it would be the other way around. Because then this would be on the bottom and the other one would be on the top. So right here, erase, paint, okay, it's a little bit off, not as centered as I thought it would be, but this is just a demonstration. You guys get what I'm trying to say. Erase. Know what I'm saying? I just watched that movie, what the heck was it? We're the Millers. God, that was good. I have no idea how old Jennifer Aniston is, but geez, she was It's when she was doing a lot more movies, I think. She did Horrible Bosses and stuff. Paint this on. There we go. So again, that was flat, but it doesn't really have that look to it. So now we have this. And again, I mean, we could paint something. We could throw another layer on top of that one. Let's see. What are we dealing with over here? Where is one? There's one there. One back here. A few back here. Yeah, that's kind of offset, so I would have to bring that over a little. And again, Control and Z does work. So, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to save. Just in case. And let's go over here, make sure we didn't get anything on our model. That would have been the leather, which is this one. Nope. Paint. Okay, so the other one, erase. There we go. That's this layer. Nope. Paint. That's why it's good to take care of your... Okay, so that was this one, and I'm erasing that because that was painted on. Just to make sure that we got everything in there and everything is good. Is that fill one? Fill two. There we go. So we have some on the interior of the mask when we only want it on the exterior. So fill one will be erase. And that way we get nothing but paint. And if you left click once, which would be smart, twice, I'm sorry, metal plates, name everything. Copper, fill 3. Yeah. But, you know, you got that. Let's add something else. Oh, let's do what I was talking about. So I want a grate here. And I'm going to add a new layer. And this layer is going to be called mouth. And I'm going to reload this one. Albedo, displacement, metalness, normal, opacity, roughness. Go down to displacement. Don't forget the displacement. If it starts getting funky, you got a displacement thing out somewhere doing something. So let's move this up, up, up to right there. And we are going to right click. We are going to add a black mask. And I'm going to now paint right in here on that second layer. So same texture, but I changed the layers. Now you can go ahead and you can blank out the rest of these if it makes it easier. I would definitely keep one of them on though. Which one is it? This one? This one. So you can kind of see what's going on here. And that other one is under it. Now if we zoom in here, we could paint it on this way too. Not bad. I'm going to go down here to this one and I'm going to erase out the layer that was on top of it. So if we hit this, it's not bad. Let's check this one back on again, and we need to click this button over here, paint, Control Z, and paint the other one back on. Now what I can do, here, let's turn the rest of these back on. Oh. Let's bring up the hardness so that wherever it touches, and you can zoom in pretty well to these. And it doesn't look too bad, but again, this is the mouth. I want to go ahead and I'm going to click on the actual texture because I want to change the texture properties. I'm going to jack up the X, bring down the Y. Yeah, we'll bring up the Y. And if you need something higher than 4, you can literally press backspace and do like 7. But it's a pain in the neck, so I'm hitting right. There we go. That's 1. Backspace. 7. Right key button. The arrow. And then I'm clicking off of it. So now we click back onto this, and I'm painting this back on. You know, you can make some that are bigger and cut out actual holes. But yeah. So we're gonna now export this. We want all these. We do not want an emission. Oh, I gotta do an emission, huh? You know what? I've done it plenty of times on my live stuff, but I'll do it again here, I guess. So we'll do start after we choose export, new, folder, mask 2. Hit backspace. We're going to select just that because we made a new one. Start. I didn't even use that texture. And I'm going to jump back into Rust. But yeah, you can literally paint on textures now in real time. And scale it. What I don't like is you have to put in each material, but that will probably change. But we're going to go into our workshop. Create new item. Metal face mask. There it is. Edit. And then we're going to choose export, mask 2, albedo, open, normal, open, right here. So this is where it gets funny. We have our metallic, but it's specular / gloss. I choose roughness. And then we have our AO, our ambient PNG. And we don't have an emission map. That's what makes things glow. But we'll do that in a minute. So right here, let's go down to our glossiness, bring it all the way down, and we're going to crank up our normal scale. This is what I meant by the inverted normals. See how they're popping out as opposed to going in. So it might be the other one. We still have to fix this up here. So we can hit Alt Tab, jump over to here. This is done. This was metal plates. I can go ahead fill this in. Oh, it wasn't the metal plates that were here though. This came over from this one. So I need to erase it actually. Been erased. Cool. Let's go down to the mouth where it's really noticeable, and we're gonna choose OpenGL. Oh, and we need to click on the actual texture. There's our normal. We're gonna choose OpenGL for our normal. Same thing up here for our metal plates. We're gonna need OpenGL, which was this one. Metal plates, normal. Alright. Let's export it again. Everything is the same, and if we Alt-Tab, we saw it just change in real time. Now it's going in. Oh. Oh, we got this side too, huh? Okay. So that would be this one. Click here. And we're just going to erase that right here. So now that we have those on there, we need to address how shiny it is. So let's hit Alt-Tab. And this is a pretty big problem. Oh, Alt-Tab. Let's do File, Export, Start Export, and it switched it. Okay. Viewing this and the roughness that we had to put in, which was our glossiness, we want it to be metal and shiny. We could probably bring up our normals all the way. And if we bring up our shininess completely, I mean, it does a pretty good job, but it's still out there. The leather looks terrible. Leather is usually what you can go by for judging your scales. So I'm going to bring down my glossiness until that leather looks acceptable. And usually the metal goes with it. And how shiny it is. You might need to change the color a little bit of your diffuse. It's a little too white there. So I'm going to bring down my color adjustment just a tad. Not bad. And the normals really stick out for this. Bring down our alpha cutoff. But the metal now looks not too bad. It's just messing with the colors, arranging it. But if you get this far, you can just edit the heck out of it. I know I got my metals looking pretty good. I might have to adjust this just a little bit. Because if you look here, definitely... Actually, how does this look? That shouldn't be too shiny at all, really. So I'm going to bring down my glossiness. Okay. Alright. Let's put like a circle in his head that glows. And how we're going to do that is we're just going to jump right in here. We're going to choose... You can add another layer, doesn't really matter. I'm going to bring this one on the top, and I'm just going to paint it right here. That's literally all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to File, Export. There we go, Start Export. And with GIMP, because it works the same as your displacement maps and everything like that, it's its own map. I'm going to jump into here. And we have... This is rusty metal plates. We got to go back down to export, mask 2. This would be good right here. I'm going to right click and then open with GIMP. Wherever open with GIMP is. Why am I not seeing it? Open. Open works. Right click. Open with GIMP. So you can choose anything where the circle was prevalent. Actually, this would have been a lot better. It's okay though. I'm gonna hit R for rectangle, scroll down, Control C. I'm gonna add a new layer. On that new layer, I'm gonna hit Control and V. I'm going to choose this, Control C. And I'm going to fill it. Actually, it's already all white. Hide this one. Just take the rectangle, and you want to delete around the spaces. Control Z. I'm going to bring that up a little bit. Delete. 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 Just going right around it. And then I can choose this and just kind of delete these out. I am going to paint, or actually we could just use the eraser. Where is the opacity? It's on layer 2. Oh, I gotta hit R and choose my area. GIMP 101, people. Well, basically you just want the white in there. So wherever you put that white, that's where it's going to glow. I'm going to hit R for rectangle. So that's why you make the different layers, and it's good to copy the layer and then only copy that stuff on, and then you can change it to all white. There's a few different methods you can do. I personally don't like the glowing skins, but that's just me. I think it gives you away. I'm going to fill this, Control Z, with all black, and then File, Export As, and Face Mask 1. This is going to be called Emission. Export. Sure. Now I can jump back into here, choose my emission, and you won't see anything just yet until you crank up what it was. But remember, it's going to be wherever you painted on that emission map. Everything else needs to be black. There we go. So yeah, once I get all the technical stuff down, basically I made a tutorial how to use it pretty quickly. Haven't really seen anything out there like this. So if you found this information helpful, what would be helpful to me is a quick sub and check out my live streams. You know, I stream quite a bit. But yeah, that should do it. Oh, if you're going to upload it too, you got to give it a name. Face Mask Alpha. And then just publish. That's it. After you publish it, go from there. The rest of the steps will pop up in a browser. But thank you very much for watching. Happy skinning to you. If you have any questions, leave them below.